Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 3, Week 8. This week we only have 3 pages, so it's going to be a quick homework video. So on page 8, question 1 says, the Sweater Shack is offering a 30% discount on sweaters. John bought the sweater for $42. How much was it originally? To do these kinds of percentage questions, we need to understand the connection or relationship between the numbers and the percentages. So what I mean by that is this. I'm going to write out what's actually happening here. So in the beginning we have an original price. And then we subtracted a discount. Discount is how much they're going to take off the price, the original price. And then after you take out the discount, you will get the sale price or the purchase price. You could call it the sale price or the purchase price. Depends on whose perspective we're talking about. If you're talking about the shop's perspective, then that'll be the sale price. If you're talking about the customer's perspective, it'll be the purchase price. Okay, so let's construct a little table. Okay, let's do that real quick. So in the first row, I'm going to talk about in terms of dollars, and in the bottom one, I'm going to talk about in terms of percentages. So the original price, do we know? No, we don't. We're looking for this original price. We're trying to find out this number here, this question mark. Do we have a discount price? No, we don't. We don't know how much we're discounting by. But what we do know is that discount is, in terms of percentage, the discount is 30%. So we can actually write 30% here because we have that information. And for the, we don't have the anything else. We have the $42, so that's the how much John bought it for. So that's the purchase price, or the so we do know that this is $42 here. Okay. Now we're asked to find the original price, which is this one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill out as much of this table as we can before we can start figuring out anything else. Okay, so we don't know the original price, but we do know that the original price is always 100%. In the beginning, things we have the whole amount, so we have all of it, which means we have 100%. We don't know the sell price percentage, but we can work it out because original price minus the discount. Okay, which means that all of these values are minus. So what's happening here is this. Since this is a minus, so this value minus this value will give us that value. Okay, so I could say I can put a minus here. That minus that is equal to that. Same thing for this one. So although I don't know the percentage of the sale price, I can work it out. 100 take away 30 will give me 70%. Okay. Now I don't know any other information. So that's all I have. So now let's make a relationship. Okay, so should we use this one here? Should we make a relationship? No, we shouldn't, because we don't have enough information. We don't know this question mark. And this one, same thing. I don't have enough information here either. But for this one, I do have enough information. So I can make a relationship here. I can say that my 70%, so I'll write it down here. I can say that 70% is the $42. Okay, because there's a connection there. Can you see the table? There's a connection there. So now the question is, what's my original price? So that means I'm trying to get to this thing here. I'm trying to get to 100%. So let's think of it in terms of percentages and in terms of dollars, and over here of dollar amount. So what I'm trying to do is get to 100%, because if I get 100% and I get the value, I can figure out what that question mark is. Okay, because that question mark is going to be in here. Now I can't go from 70 to 100 straight away. So what I'll do is I'll go from 70 maybe to 10%. I can even go to 1% if I wanted to, but maybe 10 is enough for me, because from 10 I can easily go to 100. Okay, 70 to 10. From 70 to 10, you have to divide it by 7, and from 10 to 100, you must times it by 10. Now for these to work, remember that we can only do multiply or divide. You cannot add or subtract. So for example, I can't go from 70 to, I'll just subtract 60. No, it doesn't work that way. We're comparing. So when you compare, you can only multiply or divide. Okay, so this one will be divided by 7 and times it by 10. So we do the exact same thing over here. So if you divide it by 7 from this side, you must divide it by 7. So 42 divided by 7 will give me exactly $6. No remainder, no decimals. And from 6 to the next one, we must times it by 10, just like on the left hand side, and we get the answer is 60. So that number must be 60. So originally, we figured out that originally this must be $60. And that's our answer there. Okay, because it asks you how much was it originally, so the answer is $60. And you're done. Alright, I'm gonna write that out. Make some room for the next question. Okay, next one says a New South Wales number plate requires 3 numbers followed by 2 letters. So in the first one, here's your 3 numbers. Here's your first number, second number, and third number. And then you got your letters. Let's put the letters in blue. So here's your first letter and your second letter. Now it says how many ways are there? How many ways can we make? Now we have to assume, okay, some information. So for example, I have to assume that the numbers can be repeated. So for example, I could have 3, 7, 7, and then I could have letters repeat too. So I might have B, B, or I could have all 3 numbers repeat. I could have 2, 2, 2, and then A, C, something like that, for example. So we have to assume that because they didn't say that there's no repeating, we assume that there is repeating. If there is repeating, that means that the first number, how many numbers can I put into the first position? I could have from 0 all the way to 9. Okay, so how many numbers is that? Well, you got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 numbers in there. You can have 10 numbers in here. And obviously you can have 10 numbers in here because we can repeat. Okay, we can use the same number again. So the next one, you can have 10 numbers in here. The letters are from A to Z. So you have 26 alphabetical letters, another 26 over here. Alright, now if to work out how many ways, what we do is we find out how many numbers can go into each position, and then what we do is we time the values up there and we get the answer. So if you multiply 10 times 10 times 10 times 26 times 26, you get an answer. This will give me 1000. Okay, 1000 times it by 26 times 26. So what's you can actually work that out yourself, so I'll leave it to you. Question 3. At a restaurant, one must tip 12% of the total bill. John and Anna's bill is $120. How much is the tip? How much did John and Anna pay in total? Hold on. John and Anna's bill is 120. Ah, okay. So what it means is this part was a bit confusing because the total is given to us already, but they meant the total with the tip. They should have made this question a bit more easy to understand for some, you know. All right. So we know that $120, and we have to tip 12% of this. So to do 12% of 120. Okay, so you have to find, so they're asking you to find what's the tip. So you have to find 12% of $120. Well, 12% of 12%, let's change into you know, a fraction. Actually, yeah, we'll do that way. I was gonna do this way, maybe I should do that way. Okay, let's do that way, might be easy to understand. Okay, I'll draw the table again real quick. So you have the original bill, you have the tip, and you have the total bill, the final bill, or the total bill. Obviously, what do we put in the middle? How do we, it's a tip, it's added on top of your bill, so it's an extra, so you have to add. Okay, so we have that, and that, and now we can draw the columns. We can have, here is all the dollar amount, and here's all the percentage amount. Okay, so in the beginning we have the original bill, which is $120. They give it to us there, 120. And then the tip is we don't know a tip amount, but we do know the percentage is 12%. And the total amount, we don't have a total amount either. Now, this is obviously 100%. If you want to find a tip, just use the old trick where I find, okay, we have to make a connection. The connection is this. Here's your connection. That's the only information we have that's complete. Okay, I don't have this one and I don't have these two. Now it says the question is find out how much the tip is and find out how much the total bill is. Once I find a tip, I can find a total bill very easily. And the reason for that is because of what's going on here. Okay, the original bill plus the tip will give me my total bill. So once I find a tip, I just add on to 120 and I get my total bill. All right, so let's work out the tip. So 100% is equal to your $120. So now we want to get to 12%. We want to find a tip because the tip is connected to 12%. So 12%, actually let me make that a little bit lower because we can't go from 100 to 12 easily. So we're going to go from 100 down to, I don't know, you can go down to 1% if that makes you happy. Or you can go down to 4% or 5% because we can divide easily. Okay, let's go to 1% just for fun. 100 divided by 100 will give me 1%. So to go to 1%, you divide by 100. So you do the same thing here, divided by 100. What happens when you divide this by 100? Decimal place will jump 2 spaces to the left. Okay, so that gives you $1.20. Now I want to go from that to 12%, so I times it by 12. So therefore I must multiply this by 12. Okay, so 12 times $1.20. Actually, let me think of it this way. 12 times $1.20. So we turn this into this is already a whole number, so we keep it as a whole number, nothing happens. Turn this into a whole number, which is also 12, and we get 12 times 12 is 144. But here's a decimal place. So what happened? To make this into a whole number, I moved decimal place to the right 1 time. So I made a total movement of 1 movement of decimal place to the right. So my answer must move back 1 time. So now it's going to be here. It's going to be back. So now it's going to be $14.40. All right. So that's 12%. That means the tip is going to be $14.40. I'm just double going to check my answer. Give me 1 second. Divided by 20. Oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense. Okay, that works. So therefore the tip is $14.40. So here's our answer. We got the tip, $14.40. And you want to find your total bill? No problem. Add them up. Total bill. So the total bill will be this plus this. Okay, add them up, get the answer yourself. I'm going to move on to the next question. Now question 4 says halfway through a concert 342 people left. That's 30%. Here we go, 30%. So this is your 30%. How many people were at the concert at the beginning? So we made a connection. When we do this percentage question, it's good to make a connection, a relationship here. So that means that 30% is your 342 people. And they say how many people were at the concert at the beginning? Well, at the beginning we have all the people there, right? They're looking for how many was all. All is 100%. So therefore they're looking for how much is 100%. If 30% is 422, how much is 100%? There you go. So to do that, I'm gonna do double jumps because one jump is not gonna work. So from 30 to 100, maybe I'll go 30 to 10 first. 30 to 10, I can just divide it by 3. And then from 10 to 100, I'm gonna times it by 10. Do the same thing over here. Divide it by 3, and then times it by 10. And you will get the answer. So do that. Okay, do this, divide it by 3 first, get an answer. And then take that answer and then multiply by 10 and get the final answer with 100%. Okay, you can do that. Alright, next one. Oof, what is this going on here? Got a smiley face times 45 plus a smiley face times 45. Oh, times 15, sorry. Oh, okay. Quick method says because they're both smiley faces, it's going to be smiley face times the addition of these two numbers. So 45, so that means you have 45 plus 15. So 45 plus 15 is 60, so that means you have smiley face times 60, because these add to 60. Okay. Next one I'm going to put in blue. Again, we have this quick method. We got 39 times 45 plus 39 times 15. Because they both have 39 in them, we can just add these two numbers together. Whoop. We can add these two numbers together and we get 39 times 60. Okay, next one is we have same thing. We have 39 and 39. They're both multiplied by a number and they're adding. So therefore we just add these two numbers together. Add 3 and 7. So that's 10. 10 times 39. Alright. So that one's done. Let's go next page. Now it says this graph is used to convert Australian dollars to European dollars. So on the horizontal axis you have the Australian dollars. And on the vertical axis you have the European dollars. So it says change $15 into European dollars. So 15 Australian dollars. Okay, so what we do is we use a graph. We look for 15 on the Australian dollar axis because this is Australian dollars. So 15 will be, this is 10. 10 is divided, so from 10 to 20 is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps. So therefore each, that's from 10 to 20 there's a difference of 10. And 10 divided by 5 gaps, that means each gap must be 2. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this, for example, this must be 12. This must be 14. This must be 16. This must be 18, and then that's 20. So 15 should be halfway between 14 and 16. It should be here. So therefore, this is our 15 Australian dollars. Okay, so we're talking about 15 Australian dollars, and you just use the graph code. So go all the way up and hit the line there, and see for yourself how much that's worth. Oop, let me just make it a bit clearer. It looks to me like it's there. Again, you have 0 to 10. That's a difference of 10. Okay, and it's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps. So each gap is 2. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And you can see here that this value is 8. It's between 8 and 10. So therefore, I would guess that it's most likely 9. It could be, 9.1, 9.2, but we can't be that accurate with these graphs. There's not enough information there. So we can safely assume that the most accurate answer I can see is $9. 9 European dollars. So 15 Australian dollars is the same as 9 European dollars. That's what it means. Okay. Now it says change 50 into European dollars. So again, we go to 50. So this is Australian dollars. These are all Australian dollars. So 50, go up, and you see it's connected to roughly 30. Could be a little less. Let me have a look. Yeah, probably a little less, but that's alright. It's not to be 100% accurate. Just say 30, it's fine. 30. $100. Well, if $50 is 30, $100 must be 60, right? So let's just double check that, okay? Oh, they don't even give you 100, but you can also guess that you can make a very safe assumption that if 50 is $30, then 100 is double of 50, which means it's going to be double of the European dollars. So that would be $60. I mean, you don't even have 100 here. It's somewhere, you don't even see it. So you can only make a very estimated guess. Okay, next one says the scale of the horizontal axis and the vertical axis are identical. True or false? The scale is yeah, it's true. The scale is, it's going by 10, 10, 10, and here one's going by 10, 10, 10. So yeah, they are identical. So yes, true. Change 50 European dollars to Australian dollars. So if you want to do that, you got to work backwards. Okay, so let's look at 15 European dollars. We do not look on this horizontal axis because this is your Australian dollars. You're interested in 15 European dollars, so you're gonna use this axis. So here's your 50. And now what we do is we use this 50, we go across on the line, and it hits this point here. And you draw a line down. And to me, it's probably halfway between here. This is 80, this is 80, 82, 84, 86. So 84 and 86. Between 84 and 86, so I would safely assume it's 85. So this should be 85. How many Australian dollars would you receive for 20 European dollars? Okay, I'm gonna let you do that by yourself. Okay, so you get the point now at this point. Calculate the number of euro dollars you should get from 120. So asking you 120 Australian dollars, how much European dollars? Okay. Let's see. 120 is off the charts here. So we have to use calculation instead. We can't rely on the graph anymore. Okay. Now I know that. Look at this one here. Let me see. I know that. I'm just going to use question B here to calculate to help you do this question. Question G. Okay. We know that 50. Hold on. Let me just rewrite that. I know that 30 Australian dollars is equal to 50 European dollars. Now the question is 120 Australian dollars. How much European dollars? Well, how do you go from this one to this one? You times it by 4 and we do the same thing. Times it by 4. So we can safely assume that European dollars would be what, 4 times 50? 200, right? So the answer here should be 200. Oh, I'm giving too many answers. Oh my gosh, look at all this. Nah, I should just reduce this. Okay, more graphs. The graph below shows the distance flown by a jet plane in a certain amount of time. Find the distance the plane covers in 25 minutes. Okay, so the minutes is on this side. So you look at 25 minutes. 25 minutes is halfway between 20 and 30. So you go up from 25 and you hit this one, this line. So that is the same as 400 kilometers because this axis is in kilometers, the distance. So this is find a distance. Well, distance is 400 kilometers. Find the time it takes to fly 1,600 kilometers. So this one's off the charts. Okay. So what you do is they want you to find how long. So in minutes. So this is in minutes, and this is in kilometers. So we draw the little table there. Now we don't know 1,600 kilometers because it's off the charts. The chart only goes to 1,400, but this is 1,600 is a bit higher. We don't have the information there. But what we do know is I can look at this one and say I do know 800 kilometers. So I do know what 800 kilometers is. I'll just draw a line from there to here, and you can see that it's 50. Okay, so it's 50 minutes. So how do I go? How do I get to 1,600? Well, let's compare them. How do we go from 800 to 1,600? We double it, right? So if we double this, then we get the answer. Okay, I'll leave that to you. Not too hard. Next page. Now this one is what is the volume of each compound solid? The volume. Okay, to find the volume, all we got to do is find the cross-section area. Remember, I'm just going to put it up here. Volume equals to cross-section area times it by the what do you call it? The direction of stacking. Like we're stacking a bunch of 2D solids. So what is our cross-section area? We need to find this one. Cross-section areas, you look at this shape and say, which way can I cut it so that I'll always get the same face? I would assume that you understand that if you cut it this way, you'll always get the same face. Okay. So there's your uniform cross-section area. So if you cut it with a knife like this, okay, if you cut it, then you get the same face. You have the same this face here like this. And you see the same shape there. Okay. So therefore, that must mean this thing here. That must mean that this face here this face is my cross-section area. So I need to find the area of this part here. I can do that. Okay. First, let's think. We got 5. I can do 5 times 5. That equals to 25. And then I'm gonna minus this part here that I don't want. It's missing. So I'm gonna minus this part here. If this is 2, then this must be 2. And this is 5. 5 take away 2. This must be 3. Okay, so 3. Now this is 5 and this is 4. That must mean this must be 1. So therefore, this is a little rectangle. It's 3 by 1. So it's 1 times 3 is 3. So therefore we do 1 times 3 here is equal to 3. And we do subtraction because we only want this part. We don't want this part. We don't want this shaded part there. So therefore we take away, we get 22. So therefore our cross section, all of this is equal to 22 centimeters squared. That's our cross section area. Now we have to multiply by direction of stacking. What's the direction of stacking? Well, you can imagine we're stacking it this way, right? I'm just going to do a very quick sketch there. We have a bunch of these shapes stacking in this direction. So we multiply by this number, and you can see that number is going to be 4. Well, that's the direction there. So therefore, we take 22, we times it by 4, and we get our answer there. Again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find the cross-section area. Which one is the cross-section area? The cross-section area is this shape here. Oh, that didn't go well. Anyway, yeah, so you find the area of that, times it by the direction of stacking, which is 8, because you're stacking it this way. You imagine you're cutting it a bunch of them this way. Okay. And so therefore you multiply by 8 and you should get the answer. Maybe I'll help you a little bit with the cross-section area, how to find the area of this. Okay, so we know that this, you can divide into 2 shapes. You can do it this way if you want. You can, think of it as dividing into 2 shapes there. This is a 4 by 4, so that gives you 16. Now this is a 5 by 2. This is 5, so this must be 5. This is 2, this must be 2. That's 10. So 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 6, so 10 plus 16 will give you 26. Okay. So the area of this cross section is 26. 26, and then you go times it by. Once you have the cross section, you have to multiply by that direction of stacking. So you have to times it by 8, and you get the volume straight away. Okay, hopefully you can do the rest. Okay, it's not too hard. Just if you're not sure how to do these ones, just look at the examples I did here, and you can do it the rest. Okay, hope that helps.